Hey there, it is Christine, that Catholic school teacher here with you to share another tech tip. And my tech tip is my favorite thing that I'm using so far with distance learning. It is a website called Blooket. It's at blooket.com. I'm here on the homepage, and it is a great classroom engagement game to use with your students. It is not intimidating, even though it looks all fancy schmancy right here. It's not. And the nice thing is, once you find questions that work for you, you can switch up the way you give them to your students so that it seems like it's totally brand new, but they're actually still getting the same information. So when you first go to blooket.com, you're going to sign up. I signed up using Google so that life was easy. I can actually go here and it's going to already log me in because I'm logged in. So it takes me to my dashboard. So here is my dashboard. And my sets would be here if I had created any major sets, but I don't have any that I've created because I like to discover sets. So you have the option to create your own sets, number one, which is very much like Kahoot for the most part of the way you would set it up. So I'm just going to make a fake one here, new quiz, whatever. I wouldn't even call it a quiz, but I'm gonna call it a quiz for right now. Description, like what are we doing here? You can put a picture, you can upload a file or a video to intro it, you can put whatever you want over here for your image, for your cover. Then you can set this to be private, you can set this to be public. I always feel like I'm sharing the wealth with people that share the wealth with me. I discover sets from other people, so I always make mine public if anybody else wants to use my question sets if I do post a question set. And then your creation method, you can either import from Quizlet, which is actually kind of nice if you do already use Quizlet. But if you don't, you can do manual and you can start from scratch. Again, this is only if you want to put your own test questions in there. So let's say it's like a reading quiz for a short story your students read, or if it is a very particular section of a chapter, let's say in science or social studies, that, or even for religion that you want to quiz them on, you could do it this way. So add a question. Again, if you've played Kahoot, this is very much like Kahoot. You can add an image if you want. You type in your test question. Um, let's see. Let me do an easy one. Um, what is the atomic number of hydrogen? Hydrogen. Short and sweet. So then my first answer is going to be 3. My second answer is going to be 4. My third answer is going to be 1. Hey, that's right. So I'm going to mark it as the correct answer. And then this is going to be, I don't know, 22. Random. You have options here. You can put a time limit on the question. It's preset at 20 seconds, but if you feel that your kiddos need a little bit more time, you can make it 30, whatever you feel they need. And then I always click it on random question order. That way everything kind of shuffles around so everybody doesn't get it in the same order every time they take it. And then again, you would add your question and then you save it. So I like this question. It's all good. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to save. So then there's my test question right there. And then I would add in more. So add question, another one, add question, another one, add question, another one. And then when you are done, you save the set. And there's my set. Yes, it's just one question, but this is just, again, just to show you. So I have two options once I save my set. So here's my quiz I made, my quiz of one question, but it's here. So I can do solo or I can host. Hosting's where you play the game live. So if I did host, it's going to take me over here and it's going to give me the option to host my game. So it's going to give me the options of which games work for online hosting and which ones that don't show up because they're not available for online hosting, because there's a few that are only available for homework. And then here I can pick which game mode I want. Gold Quest is a good one. Cafe, all these good ones. I'll go through them when I go to the actual question sets because I want to show you like which ones work for what. So I can pick. So let's say I decide to pick Gold Quest. So then I would host my game. It would open up my window, host game. I can pick my time. So, we ended class 15 minutes early, and I want to make sure to review my atomic number facts with the kids or whatever it is. So 15 minutes. Do I need to show instructions? If it's the first time playing it, I would say yes. If it is not, I usually take this off because it takes a little bit of time, and since you are using this as kind of like a time filler review thing, I take it off. The other one is to allow late joining. With Zoom being the way it is, where kids get kicked out, I do click this because if they get kicked out, they can just come back in with the link or the code, and then they're back in the game. And it doesn't let them back in with the same name they had, but I usually tell them like add a number at the end, and then they can come back in. And you can click this if you want them to have random names where nobody knows who's who, but I leave it with the names because the kids like to know who's who. So that's it. So then once you figure all that out, oh, sorry, you also have the option if you do want to go for an actual amount of gold that they reach or whatever the end result is, you can click it like to go to that. I just like the time. Time's nice. So post it. Here it is. And then let me turn that off. And then people will join it. You can put the link into Zoom right here. Click it, put it into Zoom. Once the kids get that they're going to blooket.com, they just put in the code, they head off, and then all your kids will populate in here, and then the game will start. And that's it. Pretty easy to do. So that was my personal quiz that I made up. So what if you don't want to use your own set? What if you need something fast and we don't have time because, my God, we're doing 50 billion things? So if you look up here in your dashboard, so here's a dashboard that I'm at. Next to it, there's this little discover symbol. So click on that, and it's going to open up all of the pre-made question sets. So all of these random question sets are here. What I do suggest you do, though, before you assign one, is to just double check that the questions are good or that they're what you want. Only because if you're doing like a subject matter quiz, let's say like I don't know, parts of speech, or if you're doing a quiz on parts of the solar system, or you're doing a quiz on the Constitution. Maybe there's stuff that's going to be in it that's not something that you've taught the kids yet. It's not the end of the world though, because it'll show them the right answer if they get it wrong, and then it's just going to make them learn it because they're going to have to learn it for the next time they get that question. But also, I mean, if it's a lot of content you don't need, then don't assign it, obviously. So here is a nice multiplication facts one. There's some random ones in here that people just did for fun. Here's one on the 50 states. So let's click just for fun. Let's see what the 50 states one is. Ooh, it's actual geography. So you have to use the map and identify the state. Ooh, that sounds like fun. So I'm going to host this. So I'm going to click on host. I don't have to do anything else other than I found this set that I like. I'm going to host. Okay, so here it loads all our different games we can pick. So keep in mind, you just picked, or I just picked, I'm sorry. I just picked a 50 question practice quiz about the states. So there are a lot of questions involved here. So I can either do Gold Quest, which is a great fast game. This is your like 10, 15-minute game uh, template. This one's great. Racing's also a good 10, 15-minute game template. But when you have a longer set of questions and also a longer set of time, like let's say you have actually 25 minutes of class, which is really great for doing the longer games like cafe or factory. So in Gold Quest, it's really short and sweet. They're given a multiple subject question. They answer. If they get it correct, they get these three chests. They click on one and it gives them something. It'll either give them a penalty, like it takes away a certain percentage of their gold, or it will give them an extra percentage of gold, or it gives them gold bars, or they can swap with other people. So it gives them a lot of different things. And this is a fun one to play with your students. So I usually play on my phone against my students, and then they love to like swap out with me too, and to steal money from me and all that stuff. And then I usually give students my money when it's higher than theirs, just so they can then feel like they can swap with other people too and all that good stuff. So it's a really, really fun game. Kids get loud. They start screaming the facts at each other too, which, I mean, really, that's what you want. And then racing is also a good fast one. It's just you answer the questions and then you get power ups to get to the finish line first. Same type of thing, power ups just like Gold Quest. This one's nice, short, and sweet. Cafe is a little more involved. Cafe is one that I would actually use for this set that I just put in, the states. I would use Cafe just because there's so many questions, there's 50 questions, and they have to upgrade things. So the person comes into the cafe, they order toast, you give them the toast, and then you can upgrade the toast. And you get a certain amount of money for each thing you sell, and then you upgrade all your items or you upgrade the cafe. And then you can buy penalties for people, or you can give money to people or give them extra supplies. It's a lot more involved and it takes longer to do the extra stuff as part of the game. So I would say make it like a 25-minute to 30-minute time frame just to play cafe. And I mean, and again, they're gonna get the answers if they get the questions incorrect, and then they just keep learning whatever it is that you're having them review. So that is similar to factory. Factory is the same kind of thing. You're buying the little characters and then you're trying to upgrade them. So there's a little bit of time in getting the questions right and then paying to upgrade the characters. So this one's also a nice longer time frame game and also for a larger set of questions. A nice team game if you don't want to pit your students against each other is battle royale. Battle royale is actually where you can put your students on teams and you can either pick the teams or it will randomly assign the teams. And then they just face off against each other in different question showdowns. And then the final two that have the most energy left over end up going against each other. And then you end up with the final group that wins. And again, for all of these, you get your leaderboard at the end of the game, and it shows you who came in your top three, and then you get everybody else's data below it. Crazy Kingdom is one that you can only assign for homework, which is actually kind of cool. So let's say you did the gold quest game in class and you guys played it and everyone had a grand old time and you learned all about the geography of the states. Well, then if you want to assign it for homework, you could assign those same questions because it's in that same set as a homework assignment where they have to do Crazy Kingdom. Or it could be Tower of Doom and you can assign that as a homework set with the same questions that they just did. So you're giving them the same content that you want them to study. It's just in a normal homework assignment that is not actually a normal homework assignment because it's a game they get to play. And then if you are an old school fan of Kahoot, this is similar to the Kahoot format where you have the four answers and then the question and then you just answer. So this is kind of like if you just want to do speedy, no frills, but honestly, this one you do have to project the board for everybody to see too. So you do have to have it either projecting or on your shared screen. For this one, you just need to project the leaderboard. For Cafe, you honestly don't need to project the leaderboard until the very end, but I do just so they can see who's giving people stuff and taking stuff away from each other. Factory, you don't really need to project it. Battle Royale, yes, you do, because they need to see who wins the face off. Racing, absolutely, so they can see where the little avatars are in relation to each other. So that is just doing that. So you do play this game, everyone's happy, everything's great. So then what? Game. Let me go back to my dashboard. So we play the game, we are all done for class, and then I want to see how my kiddos did. So you can go to your game. So these are all the games I've played with my kids since starting Blooket. So I have all these games in here and there's more below that. But let's say I just want to see how did the kiddos do. So I can click on my game, and it also tells you which game you played with it. So like this one was Battle Royale, Gold Quest. Obviously, Gold Quest is one of the favorites. So I can click on it, I can open it up, and then it'll show me data. So it'll show me how many people played. So did everybody join who was in my class? How many the whole class got correct overall? So as it circulated through, like how many did they get correct overall, and how many did they get incorrect overall? And then it gives me all of the kids' data here. So it shows me what percentage they got correct. So if you really wanted to take it as a quiz score, you could actually take it as a quiz score. They got a percentage correct. This does not show their gold. So the gold is just in the game, but percentage wise, it shows you their quizzes. And I left early because I left out of the game. And it shows you again if they bailed. So it'll show you if the student left the game in the middle of the game. This one lost internet connection, this one lost internet connection. So it'll show you, um, did the kid log in and then ghost you or what? And then you can use that as a score, which is really, really nice. And it's already pre-graded. So all you do is plug it into GradeLink or whatever your grade system is. The other really nice thing, if you upgrade, which I have not done yet, here's our little thing. So I use the free. This one's nice. You host your sets, you have unlimited sets, and you can edit them, all that good stuff. You can find questions, just like I showed you. If you want to do the flexible plus, you can just pay per month, and then you get all of these options too, which is really nice. So you get bonus tokens for the kids, so they can get different little avatars. You can duplicate sets, so you can make duplicates, and you can also copy and paste sets to yourself, so you can edit them. And you get much more data in the game report. So you can see like individual questions that the students got incorrect, or you can see um, how long it took them to do it. If you give them the homework one, you can see how long it took them to complete everything. So that is super helpful if it is something you're really, really loving. So I'm actually going to pay for mine once I finish up my free trial on the premium one. And that is it for Blooket. I hope you at least try it once and see how it goes. Your kids will absolutely love it. If you do want a low stakes one to try out with, I again would recommend you do Gold Quest. That is a really fun one, and the kids get really excited about it. So have fun and give Blooket a go, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.